Say you don't have the money to spend on some nice preemie veal. Guaranteed, if you do it with turkey, no one will know the difference. All you have to do is try it. So we have 6 ounces of thinly sliced turkey breast, the same thickness if you were buying a veal cutlet to make veal parmesan, veal masala, whatever. And we're going to use a little fresh mushroom, button mushrooms. I like them because they give off a lot of flavor and a lot of juice. A little bit of wine, a little bit of cream, a little bit of chicken stock, a little parsley at the end, a couple of cloves of garlic, and some fresh tomatoes. So it's going to be turkey saute a la creme with mushrooms and tomatoes. Should be a nice dish. So the first step is going to be season the turkey. Saute the turkey quickly, flour it, saute it, get it off the stove, and then start cooking everything else in the same skillet. But first we have to season the turkey. Now do both sides like this. A little bit of salt, sea salt, a little bit of pepper. Everything has to be seasoned that you put together. Then we're going to turn it over and season the other side the same way. So we're going to saute the a fairly high flame. I'm going to use clarified butter. If you don't know what it is, I got a recipe for it. And the reason I'm using clarified butter, I don't want anything to burn, brown. You could use whole butter, but I'm using this clarified, which I just keep in the refrigerator. And why am I not using anything else? Well, since I'm using cream, that's bad enough, so what the heck? Put a little butter in there too. Okay, so that's plenty. So what do? After you season the turkey, we're going to dust it in flour. The same way you would dust anything, just a little bit in the flour. Make sure you coat both sides nicely. And then just shake off the excess. So you want to do this quickly, or have another plate with this already ready, not like me, because you want all the turkey to cook quickly and fast and not all the way. Okay? So we have the pieces in there. Nice high flame. I'm not stopping the video, so this is the time it would take. This is important. And then right after we saute this, so we don't want to cook this all the way because we're going to saute the mushrooms and a little bit whatever else, and then this is going back into the skillet just to finish up. And what the flour is going to do is going to help thicken up whatever stock and cream we put in there. So it's a fairly simple dish, and you could do this. You could slice pork very thin the same way, but of course the best one of all is veal. But notice with the clarified butter, I'm not browning, I'm not getting anything burnt. I have a high flame. Maybe I should have waited another second, but this has cream, so we don't need much color, we just have to cook. So we'll just turn it over. Now everything else should be cut up and ready to go in here, which I didn't do. So what I'll do is, I'm going to shut the flame off. Feel this. Good enough. Just place it on the plate, and we'll be back to saute the rest. Now we're ready to add the vegetables, the tomato. You know, you don't have to use as much garlic as me, but I love it, and most people do. So the tomatoes sliced up, as you see, cut up in big pieces. Now some people might say, oh, you put the seeds in there also? Why don't you just take the just use the skin, dice it up, put in there. So you could do that. But I like to cook everything. So I'm going to saute this for a few minutes. Really get the tomatoes cooked. We're on a high flame. The garlic's in there. This in itself right here is a great topping for anything. A little salt. Everything is seasoned. A little more pepper. If you want to use white pepper, go ahead, because the sauce is going to be kind of white looking, but I really dislike white pepper, and I can't, when using it, it's better to make a mix of salt and white pepper. It sprinkles on evenly. Just easy to work with, but I don't want to. Now, one more thing we can do to hasten this is to put a lid on that. First I got to find the lid. So by putting a lid over it, what's going to happen is it's really going to steam everything, break it down even faster. So we'll do that. Yeah, that fit in there nice and tight. I don't have lids for every single pot, but this one, that's going to work out perfect. Still on a high flame, and we'll look at it in a minute. I'm not going to cut the film, stop the film now, because I'm curious to see what it's going to look like in about another 10 seconds. It's breaking down. Then we're going to add the wine. Let that reduce for a little bit. Hello. If you would have seen what just happened, I had to go get a knife and see if I could pry the lid loose. It was in there so tight, it wouldn't move. The pressure built up, and it just blew the lid off. So, you know what? Be careful. Not like me. I'm going to lower the flame. Going to add the white wine. Red wine, sherry, whatever wine you like. I just happen to be using some sherry. It smells good already. Good. Now we're going to add a little bit of chicken stock that I have, and the half and half. You could use heavy cream. I just happen to have half and half laying around. And now we're going to place the turkey back in there and let them simmer. Turn up the flame a little. But what I first want to do is just give it a taste. That looks nice. I like tomato. I like tomato with cream. It gives a great color. Now we'll take this, put it back in there. This will take about 2 minutes. Moderate flame. The color is beautiful. Reminds me of lobster Newburg, shrimp Newburg. I think I have to make a recipe for that too. Great items. There's a million things to make. If you'd like to, if you have a favorite if you have a favorite food and you like to know how to cook it, just send me a little note and I'll see what I can do. I mean, there's like a million things I can cook. I like when things look good too. The last thing I'm going to throw in there is the fresh chopped parsley. I didn't put any herbs in there. because I don't want any other flavors except the tomato, the mushroom. What I did forget to put in there, because I didn't have any, you could put like a couple of tablespoons of finely diced shallots in there when you're sauteing the mushroom, or onion. That also helps the flavor. But this is going to look great on the plate. We're done. I will now shut this off, get the plate set up, and show you what the finished dish will look like. Very nice. Now what I would suggest having with this would be some pasta, because there's enough sauce here to put over the cutlets, and a little more, as you see, to go over the pasta. Oh, this is just for one person. I think it's a beautiful colored dish, and it's tasty. Trust me.